guys, Colin here. This is the Boss Metal Zone MT2, regularly cited as one of the worst distortion pedals available. Now that's largely due to its massive popularity with local level metal acts who have still to learn that there's such a thing as too much gain. I've covered how not to get a metal sound for live applications before, and the Metal Zone pretty much embodies that entire idea. I've heard the sound described as a wasp in a bottle, as white noise, as, well, there's not many people who have very much good to say about this pedal at all. But is this down to the pedal itself or the way it's being used? Is this just a case of uneducated people not knowing how to set up their gear? I also have this. This is the Behringer Ultra Metal UM300. It's got all the same controls and EQ settings as the Boss Metal Zone, but it comes in a really cheap plastic pink box. It certainly looks bad, and at about a quarter of the price of the Metal Zone, is it really that much worse? Now this is how I usually hear these pedals being used, scooped and fizzy and horrible. Listen to this. Alright, now I'm going to try and coax the best sound I possibly can out of these pedals just to see if they're usable at all. It's going to be difficult for me to say this, but the Metal Zone does have a more sophisticated voicing than the UM300, but to be honest, for the price, I was expecting some sort of difference for the Metal Zone. But are they good? Not really. These pedals are designed for an all or nothing aural attack. It's either all there, all gain, or nothing at all. And considering it is possible to get a good sound out of these pedals, it's also ridiculously easy to fuck it up. I've yet to come across an effects pedal that becomes so shit so easily as the Metal Zone. Most of the sounds on here are completely unusable, so what's the alternative? You want a crippling heavy sound, but you've only got the budget to stretch to one low to mid-range pedal. Enter the Marshall Jackhammer. These things sell new for around £50 in the UK, but I've seen them on eBay selling for as little as 20 quid. It has all the same equalisation controls as the Metal Zone does, plus it's got an OD distortion switch so you can select the style of distortion you want to hear, plus it's built like a tank, even more robust than what Boss can provide. So can the Jackhammer out-metal the Metal Zone? So for me, I think the Jackhammer has far more dynamic range here than the Metal Zone. It's certainly a bass heavy pedal, but you can compensate for that. Now, it's not the best distortion pedal in the market, nor is it going to outperform a good amp that you're driving hard, but it can, and certainly will, outperform the Metal Zone for sound quality. Perhaps we're being a little too harsh on the Metal Zone, but it's for its own good. We've heard too many people misuse this pedal to the point of it being painful, and if I can steer people away from using this to destroy their sound, then I'll call it all the buggers of the day. Please remember to subscribe if you want to hear me hating on more electronic equipment. I'm also available on the Facebook and the Google+, and you can leave a comment below if you want to tell me how wrong I am about the Metal Zone. All that's left for me to say is keep it loud. See you later, guys.